Hello, welcome to the It's Raining Crafts podcast. My name is Raina. I can be found on Instagram and Ravelry under SF Chick. Today is Saturday, September 12th, 2015. I hope that you are all doing well. Thank you for returning, and any new listeners, welcome. This is a knitting podcast, some spinning, some looming. So let's get started. So you see I'm wearing a different hat today. This is the first hat that I made. It's a barley hat. I always wear a hat on my podcast because I don't like seeing my hair stick up all around. So this is out of Cascade. It's not 220. It's the Peruvian wool, and I made it last year. And it was the first barley hat that I ever made. And when I blocked it, it came out a little bit bigger. So when I remembered to actually throw it in the laundry, I did, and I dried it, and now it fits better on my hat. When I first made it, and I wore it out to California to visit my mom, it always drove her a little crazy that it was a little bit big. So you see, now it fits Mom. So anyway, let's get into my knitting. So I actually wore my socks that I finished this week. I wore them yesterday when I picked my son up from preschool. So here's a picture on Instagram. My socks. You can't really tell, but they're turquoise and white and yellow. And I think it's called Wave Runner by Mother Frogging Yarn. She's an indie dyer out of, I think, Poughkeepsie, New York. She's I talked to her a few times, and she's really awesome, and I love knitting with her yarn. And I can't wait to see her again and get another skein so I can knit another fabulous pair of socks for myself. So other than that, I finished another crystal hat. This is about the fourth one I did this time of year for the craft show. It's Red Heart Shimmer in the peacock colorway. It's blues and greens and I think it's really neat. And it's like, it has like these little shimmers inside in the yarn. So I can't wait to see how it sells. I have an Etsy store, if I didn't remind you, and this is also episode 8, if I remember correctly. I don't think that I said that at the beginning of the podcast. But my store usually sells a lot of these hats, the crystal hat, and they're usually in high demand. So hopefully, when I'm at the craft show at my sister-in-law's, they'll sell a lot there too, because I like making that hat. I just don't like doing the 3/2 part. And speaking of yarn enhancements, I received some Regia sock yarn that I got off eBay. I paid like $11 for 2 skeins, and it's the Caribbean colorway. It's teal, and it's blue, and it's brown, and it's black. But I have some other 3 pairs of socks that I'm knitting right now for other people. So this will have to wait. It's for me. Any high brand, I usually save for me or my mother if she asks. And then I got this off eBay too. It's impeccable. It's the um, it's the Michaels brand. It's called Earth. It's very browns and blacks, and it's very pretty. You can't. I don't know what else to use it for yet. I will figure that out. So, anyway, I was very happy to get yarn in the mail, even though I'm addicted to eBay. I see a good price or something on that I want, and it's like, ooh, I need that, gimme. And it's not always the smartest. It's not always smart of me to do, but sometimes it's a more economical way. So anyway, let's get into my socks. So this is the first pair that I'm knitting. This is Red Heart and Soul Christmas colorway for the craft show that's in November. I will be talking more about that later in the podcast, but I think this is very pretty. I wasn't, when you roll it up in the ball, it's like, I wasn't sure what I thought of it, but after I see it knitted up, I like it more and more. And I'm really not sure on what to sell these socks for. So if anyone has an idea of what to sell them for, I was thinking maybe $22 for the pair, because they're handmade and it takes a lot of my time. And maybe I'll ask Lisa the next time I see her at Uncommon Threads. So the next I did the Christmas socks. I'm looking at my notes, sorry. The next project that I'm working on is my sweater. I'm working on the Contented Cardigan by Hannah Fettig. And I'm about 10 rows in. I'm doing the body right now. So I have them on my red lace Chai-Gu needles. I haven't touched it in a few days because I've been working on other things. So this is what it looks like so far. It's the Barocco Weekend in the squash colorway. I got this skeins off eBay and never thought that I would be attempting to make a sweater, but it's 2015, and if I can conquer socks, I can conquer a sweater. So I have about 60 more rows to go, and then I will return to Uncommon Threads in York, Pennsylvania, and have Lisa help me with the next part. So I got the needles from eBay also. Oh, you see a trend here? eBay. Sorry. They were only $10 with free shipping. And no matter what size needle you got, no matter what size needle, what size cable you got. So, those are on a US size 6, 32-inch circular right now. And then I have a US 6 size 16 needle in there too. They said that I needed it for the sleeves. So the next one I'm working on is a blanket. This is a long-term project. It's probably my oldest WIP. I'm not crazy about long-term projects like blankets, and I just picked another long-term project, a sweater, but this is the knitting board Afghan loom by knittingboard.com. Has about 198 pegs around, and then this is the blanket so far. I have about 32 inches, and I have about 32 more to go. So I'm trying real hard to get motivated on this, so I can do this, because the loom is really huge, as you see, and it's bulky. It's in a bulky yarn, and it gets really heavy. So I try to do a couple rows a day, if maybe 3 rows a day. I'd like to maybe do like 5 or 6, depending on what else I need to do that day. So there's that. And then let me reach over here. I'm knitting for Christmas. I knitted most of my gifts when I was visiting my mother in California, and the only person that was left that I usually knit for is my best friend, Natalie. She lives in Pittsburgh. We've known each other forever, and so I asked her this week, I said, what do you want me to make you for Christmas? And she's like, socks. So I said, so then she had me pick the color, and I picked yellow. Natalie, this is your color. This is what your socks are going to look like. I have about 2 other skeins, because Natalie said she wanted knee socks. So we'll see how far that I get to the knee with this. But she's smaller than me, so I won't be trying them on either. She's a size 7.5, and I have a 10-inch foot. So I cast it on 56 stitches for you. Just let me know if I need to get to 64. Do your swatch for me, please, so I can get started on that. And then, what else am I working on? I am working on a Zauberball sock for my mother. This is the same Zauberball that I was working on back in August that I lost when I was in Santa Cruz, California. We went to the Twisted Stitch in Monterey. Not Monterey, Santa Cruz. And then we found a brewery, and we sat and we drank and we knitted, and I think that my knitting ended up getting lost there. My hope is that someone knew what it was and they're continuing to knit on it, but more than likely, no, there wasn't a knitter that found it. So I hope that it didn't end up in the trash, that it ended up in somebody else's hands that can use the yarn. Sorry, I was untangling. Because the worst part about knitting socks is when you're knitting and then you end up with a knot and you have to stop what you're doing. So, this is the rest of the Zauberball. Not the rest of the Zauberball, but for this sock, I'm doing a pair of Rose City rollers. And I had to cast this on a multiple amount of times just to get it right. And I'm at the heel flat now, so hopefully I will get these done in a few weeks, so I can enter them in the Mastering the Knits Elves workshop along Christmas knitting FO thread and possibly win a prize. So the next thing that I saw, I feel like I have to sneeze. So I know that's the worst feeling in the world, right? The next thing that I got was a Roomy bag. You've probably seen these on Facebook. They're it's a pouch with 3 zippers, and I put my notions in here. So in the bottom I have my stitch markers. In the middle I have my point protectors, and I have the top one empty right now. I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but it's a very sturdy bag. It's machine washable. It's 100% polyester. I like it so far. I like the print. Blue is my favorite color. So is red. And yellow seems to be becoming a favorite color of mine too, lately. I'm not wearing socks today. Sorry, I have a cat who's trying to jump on the back of the chair right now. He is in need of attention. So, now that we finished the knitting portion of the podcast for today, let's talk about spinning. I have been watching spinning videos on how to use my drop spindle on YouTube. Let's see. I'm not very good at it right now. I took a lesson when I was visiting my mother out in California last summer at Pearl Essence Yarns. It's where the Knitmore girls go. That's their local yarn shop, and it's a great yarn shop. And I took lessons from Sandy, and she was very helpful and is still very helpful and helping me with my drop spindling. But I've been watching videos on YouTube. So I've been watching Paradise Fibers. They show you how to spin with a leader yarn. I don't like leader yarns. I don't get it. I don't get connecting the fiber. You know, I actually have to see it, connecting the fiber to the leader yarn, because I can't do that myself. So it's just better for me to knit with the not knit, to spin, putting the fiber directly on the hook, which is what I have seen in Megan Ehr's tutorials. And she is very funny, and she has a 2-part video on how to learn to drop spindle. And then another one is Art and Science. I guess this girl is in Korea. I have been watching her too. So anyway, I haven't been spinning much lately, and I want to learn because I keep buying fiber and yarn, and so I found this big beautiful piece of roving on eBay, my favorite place. Today's magic word is eBay. If you watched Pee-wee's Playhouse when you were a child, you would get that. So it's pinks and it's yellows and oranges and greens and purples. It's just a big, beautiful piece of roving. And then they sent me a little sample of another fiber to go along with it. I can't wait until I am finally learning how to spin on my drop spindle so I can use it. So, other than that, I've been working on my, in the meantime, in between working on, I gotta sneeze. Damn it. So, I feel that I have too many projects going on at the moment, and if I pull out one more project to work on, I'm going to lose my mind. Not lose my mind, but seriously feel overwhelmed with everything. So, small projects travel with me. They're like my sock, like my Doctor Who bag, which is coming back next Saturday. I'm so excited. Doctor Who is coming back. Oh, I've been waiting forever for Doctor Who to come back. So, and I like Matt Smith better as the Doctor, but Peter Capaldi is growing on me. So this is in my Doctor Who Dalek bag. Exterminate. And my 4-year-old son, who watches Doctor Who, knew what these were, which totally surprised me. Because he's like, oh look, Doctor Who, Daleks. And usually we try to put him to bed earlier, but it doesn't always work out, and he ends up sitting up watching TV with us. So anyway, that's what's going on. And a couple more announcements. I started an It's Raining Crafts podcast group on Ravelry. I'm the only member so far. So, if you're looking to join another group, I'm a member of 153 groups on Ravelry, I think. And I pop into each and every one of them. I just favored few more over the other ones. And another thing is Grandma's Holiday Craft Show in Red Lion, Pennsylvania, held at the Red Lion Bed and Breakfast by my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, George and Danny Sanders. It's from November 5th to December 6th. I keep knitting stuff up for it. I'm one of the crafters, so you might see me when you're there. Come by and say hello and mention that you saw me on YouTube, and I don't know, we can not figure something out, but chat a little bit while I'm working. But I hope that you have a good week, and I hope that I get to see you next week too. So farewell, knit happy.